answers at this time.
Question on, guess it's Chia Plus Construction. I'm just trying to, it's just because it's copied that I can't see the bottom. I think it's trying to tell us how long it'll take to complete it. Is it saying
1 month.
4 months?
1 month.
1 month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's what he said.
okay, 1 month.
It probably won't take that long. That's just occasional rain. How many, has anybody else been up there to kind of check it out and see it? The area up there?
I wrote and looked at
I
it.
looked at it, yeah.
Yeah, see what's happening, it's starting to be, it's my first time really seeing it. It's starting to be kind of on the dangerous side, because every time you go up there, the caution tape is down.
But, okay, so,
So I just want to make sure y'all knew kind of what's happening. Yeah.
I just want us to be careful what we disclose with that.
Okay, okay. This is on park.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Goldsmith, let me ask you this. Is it out of that? This here quote where it say $20,154. Okay, so where it's saying, cannot visually see the damage, in the area, is that's this quote on this, or is they saying that they see any additional damage that they're gonna add to that?
Possibly could. We got to take all the damage stuff out of the foundation.
Right, so this probably wouldn't be a good quote for this, would it? Okay.
Well, let me ask you this then, after talking to all three of them, and this is for you too, Councilor Van Williams, if, which, all of these three, I'm sure, are gonna fix it to the specs of the insurance adjustment, right?
Probably a little bit better.
Okay, so I'm asking you personally, I don't know if you can answer this, but, which of these three, after talking with them, seemed like they were going to be the most, you understand what I'm saying, the best choice? What, in your opinion?
I can probably answer that
Is that okay, Mayor, to ask you his opinion, which one is the
I
best
can answer,
choice?
you can answer
Okay.
after
Yes, you
me.
can.
Either one of them, either one are good.
Any of
Oh,
them?
yeah, either one are good. Yeah. I think the, thing that, Lassiter asked about, Lassiter, I think that question had been answered. I didn't wanna overstep over, Goldsmith. But I asked Goldsmith to remove some of the, tin so they could see.
Okay.
So that's why it's gone. So they did see the foundation.
So did this company make this quote before the tin was removed?
Yeah, they just removed the tin.
So, I mean, my question would be, if, I mean, why did we not get them to come back and update the quote?
Oh, I don't know if they can. I mean, I think the quote's good. You just call them. Just call them and ask if the quote is good the way it is, you know? Because he didn't say anything further. He came up and took a look at it. It's the block work that was a concern. Couldn't see the block work. And even the insurance company didn't. They couldn't see it either.
So with these quotes, was the tin removed, I mean, was the roof removed for them to be able to see the foundation, any of them? Or was the,
Could ask him.
huh?
We just removed it.
So they did the estimate before seeing the foundation?
I just want to try.
Even this last one, even the one you were just talking about, they hadn't seen it yet either.
They've seen it. I just didn't want any surprises. So that's why I asked him to.
So, okay, so they saw it, but the other two didn't. Is that what you're saying?
Everybody has seen them.
No. I'm talking about the foundation part that he was just saying. So you're saying all three of them have seen the foundation?
Everybody has seen it.
Have it back up since we moved the tin.
Yes, they have. Yeah, I wasn't there, but they have seen them.
When did you remove the tin?
Early in the last week, about Tuesday, Wednesday.
So like JMR, their quote is dated 8/1. So the 10 would not have been removed. And then,
They have got called at the same time. You want me to read this real, like, the date?
my concern is if we approve an amount and then the foundation work come back and be like something totally different, then we still in the same spot. That's my concern. And so he stayed, go ahead.
Has the insurance company looked at it in the manner in which you're asking the others to look at it?
No,
The adjusters?
no.
Okay.
So are you saying that we need to have them do that before?
I think that it then sets you in a negotiating standpoint if the insurance isn't giving you what is being quoted, then there can be some tension there to see. And then ask me about not talking about liability. When we're in a negotiating posture such as this, the airways is open to both adjusters and to insurance companies. So until we can get, I would advise that quotes such as this be talked about in executive session just for negotiation, security, so to speak. So, and I apologize, I can't think about what I can't see. I didn't get all of
I'm
those.
sorry.
He's good.
Well, it was an extra set, that's why I was. It was already an extra set. That's probably why you made that number.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so, it sounds like based on what you said that we need to allow you to review the,
Yeah, I think that what needs to happen is we need to start with the insurance company and ask them the questions that you're asking
Okay.
here to get them back situated so they can come and see. And if they don't, think we need to look at the policy to see what is covered,
okay,
what their responsibility should be, so you'll know how to exact and extract from them what needs to be done. And then, if a quote comes in lower, you still got
that gap.
gap that's to the city's good.
Mr. Cobb, can you provide Attorney Kidd with,
Breakdown of the insurance and repair. I sent it to you, Charlie. I sent it to him. You did send?
no, well,
I can send it to him now, but it's right here.
if I can
It's got a breakdown.
finish with my request. I was about to say the policy, cause I know that you had sent the breakdown of
Oh,
the
so it's the
payout,
policy,
right?
okay.
We just wanna make sure that she gets the policy that was applicable to what they paid out,
Okay.
so she can review what actually, the full picture of what actually happened. So Attorney Kidd, does that cover what you may need initially?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
This list here,
Mhm.
is this the list of everything that works? Or is this just a complete inventory list of everything that the Public Works Department has? Or, can I ask, do you want me to ask him or?
She was asking the equipment inventory summary, did it include everything or only the items that work?
Everything.
Whether they work or not?
All
So,
that is not on that stuff to be surplus. You already asked for surplus list.
that we've already approved as surplus? Okay,
You say it is on here or not on here? Okay.
okay, so, are you, Mr. Goldsmith, are you able to tell us what works and what doesn't in short order?
Not right on hand.
Okay.
Some of the stuff still in the shop, actually. Like some weed eaters, some still in the shop.
So by, so as soon as possible, could you go through this list and specify what is working and what is not?
Good enough.
so we can surplus accordingly, or eliminate accordingly, or replace? Okay.
So I just have a question back now, so I'll be clear. Back to the pavilion. So we're waiting to the next meeting to get this done? Or on, or is this as quick as getting the insurance company to take a look?
Yeah, I mean, we can move as fast as the insurance company, or if you guys feel comfortable with what is before you, that's always within your purview. But it just doesn't sound, again, like you have enough information to make a competitive decision on what's going on. So I would have to think that it would be the next, unless if it's exigent, a special call meeting, just that item to approve if we get it. So I'll work on it as soon as he gives me.
But it has to wait till the next meeting. I'm just trying to cut down on the time. Because of, you know,
So what will we be doing tonight if we don't have enough information?
well, no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we knew we were up against it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, if, I think by the next meeting, we should have it. I'll work towards that, to do that. Yeah.
I try so hard. So I wanted to see if we could, talk again about us receiving copies of the bills, consistent with how we used to do it. I understand that we approve a budget and that that budget has line items in it, to be utilized. However, I still feel that the council has so much oversight as it relates to the finances, that not knowing what the council or what the city is actually spending, although there are line items there, we're not receiving anything that tells us what the city is actually doing. And so I would like for us to reconsider looking at the council receiving the bills, and voting on them like we were doing before. And I just thought that we could have some discussion about that in pre-council, prior to the meeting.
Well, let me ask this question. So I think that when we were receiving the bills and voting on them, we were actually voting on something that we had already approved. So I don't understand voting twice on something that we've already approved.
And you're saying because the budget has been approved?
Yes, if we budget for the utilities, and we know that the utilities, or we anticipate that the utilities are gonna be X, Y, and Z dollars, why would we vote on them again? To pay the bills that have already been budgeted?
So, things like the utilities are not, as pressing as other things that may be being paid. And I wish I could just pull one line item, I can't. But there are line items that are being utilized for the budget. Just because those line items are being utilized, the council does not know what's actually being paid under those individual line items. And so I think that not only is it transparency, but it's accountability for the council. And I'm not saying there's anything going wrong. I do not want anyone to think that I'm saying that money is being moved wrong, or there's any expenses not being correct, or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, in the event that something does go wrong, they're not gonna say, the mayor's office, blah, 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 blah. It's gonna be the city of Pleasant Grove. And I just think that for transparency and accountability, and for the council to be responsible for how public funds are being spent and have that kind of oversight, I just feel like we still need to be able to see those items in a.
Well, let me ask you this, can you tell me, since you say that you have no concern that anything nefarious is going on, can you tell me what your concerns are? Because if you budget and then my position is to properly execute that budget according to whatever we determine as the final budget, can you tell me what your concerns are with, if you say that you're not concerned that things are not being properly spent or allocated or something like that, can you tell me what your concerns are? Because what we agreed upon was that you would receive the information, I think we said quarterly. And so with you all having to, like, the list of bills that you used to receive was like utilities, office supplies, basically anything that the council had properly approved outside of what they had approved for the budget anyway. So it's really duplicative for the council to come back and say, I mean, it almost gets into the day-to-day operations. It really is what it does, because the way the bills were presented was, if an item is on the budget, then I come back and present it in the list of bills, then you tell me that you think it's okay for me to write a check for things that are already approved in the budget, and if it's not properly budgeted, then there's an expectation that I would come to the council and do a budget amendment as appropriate, and or if it's a contract, that I would come to the council and present that contract to the council. So if there's, I'm just trying to understand what's the concern?
Well, basically, what I've already stated. However, although those line items are there, I agree with that. However, there's no way for the council to know if those line items or those budget items are being allocated the way they should be. And it is an expectation that the contracts and everything should come before us. That is true. But if I don't know what's going out, I don't know that all that is actually being done. And I'm not saying it's not. It may be. But, I just think that it is my opinion that the council, because we have financial oversight, that we should be able to see what is coming through, and at a minimum see it. Even if this council feels that voting on the bills is duplicative, although that is how it has been done in past administrations. But even if the council feels that way, at a minimum, we should be receiving, I believe we should be receiving a listing of seeing what is coming out, who those vendors are, and what budgeted item it is going to, so that we know that we are staying within the budget and that things are being allocated the way they've been budgeted.
No, I'll just say that's pretty much what I do. And I don't mind sharing, I get a copy from Cobb, because as chair of the finance, I make sure that we're within budget. I really do. Cobb can attest to that, but I thought that was my job. But I make sure, as the representative of the council for finance, it's in line.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, as the treasurer of the city, he would be in violation to write and present a check to the mayor to pay if the funding is not there. And that's where, last time we were here, we talked about, this is where you all have to understand the play. I do think it's getting into day to day. This is where I think you all need to start at the top of your budget, and I think this will be the first budget that the council will approve
No.
as a body.
The second.
The second one. So those buckets should have been verified to know that you have budgeted $12,000 for supplies. If $12,000 for supplies exceeds and get to 12,500, that's a trigger for the treasurer to bring something, or whoever's writing the checks or whoever putting in the requisitions, to say we have no more money here. And depending on what your play is, that does have to come back before the council. And I think I've heard some amendments to that, that you're transferring X from this pot to this pot. And I think you guys heard me say something about a budget amendment, so that it could be transparent in that way. So if it's, and I think the mayor said that quarterly you all would get something to talk about these kinds of things. If you're wanting to see vendors, maybe that could be something specifically you could ask for, I don't know. But I think efficiency should be the order of the day, as well as effectiveness. And your budget, you can find out whether it's over or under in many ways other than the listing. You can get a budget to actual. And that budget to actual should look at every line item and say we are 20% expended here, we're 75% expended here, or we can see that kind of thing. So I haven't gone through the cycle to understand it completely, but what I saw that you all were bringing before the council, that could be an all-nighter, because you're looking at what has already gone out the door. It's gone. And that should be handled before it gets out of the door. But the operative thing is management, and who's managing it once it's passed, who administers that, and making sure that it stays within the guidelines. And it sounds like you have checks and balances between the treasurer and the mayor, and then who's ever over finance can look more closely at that. But that would be a look back rather than a look forward. But how you trucked in the back probably will predict how you're trekking forward also. So I think as you go through your budget workshop, those can be the kinds of things that you can look at. However, I've heard you say that the council has the purview over this. And I think although those things need to be looked at, so there can be an expectation and everybody feel comfortable about what's going on in that sense. But I think you do have to be careful as to day-to-day operation, and then what's the council purview. You do have responsibility for this, but the administration of that comes up under the mayor's authority. So, but everybody ought to be able to get together and understand from numbers what's going on.
So, and this is not for,
Kim, it's 6:07. I would like to call to order the August 17th, 2026 City of Pleasant Grove City Council meeting to order. And I would like to ask Mr. Larry, will you open us up with a word of prayer?
Gracious Father, we come right now in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Give you all the praise and all honor and glory. Most holy and wise God. Father, we pray that and thank you for waking us up this morning, sound mind, able body. We pray right now for peace and harmony in this council meeting. Bring wisdom and focus, Father. Let us do all what's best for the city and what's best for all the citizens. Father, don't let nobody put themselves first, Father, before you. Father, just guide us, focus us. And Father, we ask you to forgive us our many sins, because to draw your glory and mercy. Pray again that you bless this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray.
Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much. Mr. Goldsmith, would you lead us? Thank y'all so much. And Mr. Cobb, if you'll make note that everyone with the exception of Mr. Wilkerson is not. Everyone except Mr. Wilkerson is present tonight. Counselor Wilkerson, sorry. So next on the agenda, we have the approval of minutes from the last regularly scheduled meeting on August 3rd, 2026. We need a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from the last schedule on August 3rd, 2006.
We have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion by Counselor Lassiter, properly seconded by Counselor Brown. Any questions, corrections, concerns? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor, a show of hands. And that motion passes. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of resolution 2026-49, a resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, approving a one-time bonus for retirees of the City of Pleasant Grove totaling $17,086 for the 58 retirees and beneficiaries currently receiving funds from the City of Pleasant Grove. And I'll make a motion.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly seconded by Counselor Gary. Any questions, concerns? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor, a show of hands, and that passes unanimously. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of resolution number 2026-50, resolution of the City of Pleasant Grove, Alabama, accepting grant funds from Jefferson County Community Service Fund totaling $5,000 to be used for safe court initiatives. And I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2026-50.
Second.
That's been motioned properly second by Counselor Gary. Any issues, questions, concerns? Hearing or seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you, Council. And just for public consumption, that was a grant funding from Senator Marika Coleman. Next on the agenda, we have special presentations. Anyone have any special presentations tonight on the days? Okay, I'm going to skip the mayor's report and allow the officers of the city reports tonight, and then I'll come back to the mayor's reports. Mr. Cobb, anything? Did you have anything additional? Okay. Chief Reed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First off, the most important thing in my life, I got a hole-in-one last week in golf. I bring that up in every single conversation I've had with anybody, to include in the supermarket. So I even have a little chain I can wear the ball around. So anyway, all right. I want to point out he's not here tonight, but I wanted to give a highlight to our second quarter. Our second quarter officer of the year. We try to spotlight a police officer every quarter who's gone above and beyond and really kind of showed professionalism and just dedication to our department. And the second quarter officer was Officer Josh Key. He came to us from Walker County last year, where he was the captain over all the patrol operations for Walker County. He comes here and he said it's the best movie he's ever made. He loves being here. He brings something special to the table. In addition to being a police officer, he's an EMT. And so police officers always get to the scene first. Almost immediately after his arrival, he was able to render aid to a shooting victim out here and got him stable and got him off. He's actually been able to bring aid a lot faster. So he's a really good force multiplier, and we're really proud to highlight him. So Josh Key, if you're watching, okay. I told him I talked about it. All right, last on my agenda tonight, I have long struggled as your chief is trying to get ways to push notifications out to you or send notifications to you in a way that's other than Facebook, right? Because not everybody's on Facebook. And you'd have to be on it
to be getting information. If I need to push out stuff, roads are closed. If I need to say, hey, we got a dangerous situation in the area, lock yourself at home. Or something as simple as, hey, the tornado shelter's open. We couldn't do that. So I've been looking ways to do that, and I leveraged the opioid epidemic where there's grant money available for us. And so there is an app. So the city of Pleasant Grove is about to get an app. The mayor, and we'll be able to push her agenda out to you as well as me on anything important. So I'm pleased to present to the mayor. Do it again. A check in the amount of $29,061.80. $29,061.80. This is going to be a really great thing for our city, and as it rolls out, I'll be working closely with the mayor to get what we want on there. It will require people to download this app and turn on their notifications, if you want your notifications. But I really hope you do. I will not pester you with a bunch of stuff, because I think if you start getting too many notifications, you turn off the notifications. So anything that comes from me will be of vital importance, right? Roads are closed, active shooter, storm shelters open. But I think this is a great step for our city, and I was glad that the county came through with us, and we got our grant. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Reed, for doing all the hard work. All I had to do was just sign the letter. So I appreciate your due diligence in that and the research necessary. And we appreciate Jefferson County for making that provision for us. So we're grateful. I know that Mr. Goldstein is going to have to leave. Mr. Goldsmith is going to have to leave. So before I make my comments, does the council have any specific questions for Mr. Goldsmith before he leaves? He has to do something with the Youth Football Association.
You have an update on the basketball court.
Yes, I have that one quote that asked me to update the date on it, and he told me he was gonna stay the same, but he had to get it over to me as soon as possible. But Mr. Taylor from the park board was supposed to give me the other quote that he park will have, and I haven't received it.
Okay, so we will definitely work to try to get that as quickly as possible. And as I stated in pre-council, now our funding towards the basketball court initiative is now up to $15,000 in grant funds. So we're just gonna keep chipping away at it, and before you know it, we may have enough to pay for all of it with grant funds, so. Good evening again to everyone. So I want to begin the evening with a early happy birthday to Mr. Jeremy McDuff. Is a part of our public works team. He will have a birthday on the 23rd. And of course, our wonderful executive administrative assistant will celebrate her birthday on the 27th. So happy early birthday. Definitely congratulations to Officer Key, Officer of the Quarter, and he was also one of our officers that volunteered with us or helped with our Valley Creek cleanup this past Saturday. So we're very appreciative, not this past Saturday, Saturday before last. So we're very appreciative of he and what was the other officer? There were two, we ended up with two.
Hamami?
No, it wasn't Amami. I'll get his name, but I appreciate the team effort, Chief. And I ended up having to call Chief on early Saturday morning, so thank you for answering. I think that was right before your hole-in-one, so that's probably what happened. So I'm glad that we were able to celebrate with our students as they went back for their first day of school on August 12th. It was an amazing day to see all of the smiling faces. There were some tears from from some babies and from some mommies, but we made it through, and so it was a great morning. So if you ever get a chance to go up there, just to see the little kids and the bright faces as they go to learn yet another day. We had an awesome time, seemed to have been had by the PGHS All Class Reunion this past weekend. I do want to publicly thank the planning board. I had an opportunity to meet with Ms. Henderson on several occasions as we worked through the logistics of what was required of them during the reunion. And I will say that they not only met all of those requirements, but they went above and beyond anything that we had asked. So logistically, they came up with a logistics plan that they felt that would alleviate a lot of the traffic. So they made a one-way in and one-way out. And then also they had a cleanup team that went up. They made sure that each class cleaned up after they left, but of course that didn't necessarily work, but they had somebody on standby to come back on Sunday morning. So by the time I rode by at 10, I think it was 10 o'clock Sunday morning, there was no trash that I could see from the road. Now I did not get up and go, get out my car and go up there, but I didn't see any trash. And then they also posted pictures where they had picked up the trash, where they had collected any items that were left, and they were asking the people to come and claim their left items, or they were going to trash them. So I'm so thankful to them. We look forward to working with them in the future. So we hope that we are able to do that, and I thank the park board for approving that event as well. And we did have the Valley Creek cleanup on August 8th. Thank you to the following: Jefferson County Department of Health and Ms. Jonika for the coordination of such an important event. They always make sure that we have the pickers, the t-shirts, the bags. Mr. Cobb always makes sure, in the team, always make sure that there's plenty of water here. They made sure that we were just prepared for the cleanup. And also a special thank you to Mr. Maurice Oliver from State Farm Insurance. He sponsored the breakfast that morning. So all of the event attendees had an opportunity to have breakfast. And when I say we had more than enough, we had more than enough. And we had so much we were able to share with the band that had an event that morning as well. So we are very appreciative of Mr. Oliver, who's always willing to help and sponsor. I want to thank the Public Works team members that worked with us on that day. They had amazing support from them. They were all over the place because we actually had two events that day. There was the Run for Education, the 5K, and our event at the same time. And so they were kind of back and forth, but they were making sure that they were taking care of everybody. So I'm very appreciative of our team members that did that. To the city council members that were able to come out, Councilor Van Williams, Councilor Lassiter, Councilor Gary, I'm appreciative of you all coming out and being able to support that day and participate in the cleanup. Our summer intern came back and assisted us. She loves us so much, she doesn't want to leave us. And we love her too, so she's welcome anytime she wants to come and volunteer. The officers that volunteered to stay over and assist us with traffic control during the event, during the cleanup, and I'm so sorry I can't remember the other officer's name. And most importantly, the 127 volunteers that signed in, that was adults, students, parents, and teachers. We even had teachers to come out and volunteer to help us with the cleanup. And we collected over 50 bags of trash. We don't have a weight, but we do have a bag count. And we appreciate all of your hard work. The most interesting feedback of the day was we had a hard, and this is I quote, we had a hard time finding a lot of trash to pick up. So I will say that our Valley Creek cleanup focuses on the main thoroughfares. So that was very encouraging to me about our public works team, that on our main thoroughfares as far as they could go, because these are young people, they are kids, so we were not trying to put them in harm's way. So it was kind of close to the city center, but it was a great response to hear them come back and say that they didn't have a whole lot to pick up. Now, there were a couple of people that came back with full bags, but that was great that they didn't have a whole lot to pick up. And I'm happy to announce the next Valley Creek cleanup will be held Saturday, July 31st, 2027, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. July 31st, 2027. And as much participation as we have with the concern of the city and the cleanup, I'm sure it'll be very well attended. October 15th is the scheduled date for Fall in the Grove, and I'm sure Councilor Gary will be updating us on that. That will also be coupled with our National Night Out with the police department. Is it police and fire or just?
They'll both be there, yes, ma'am.
Okay, with our public safety. So we'll just say coupled with our, they will partner with our public safety. October 1st, the date we are asking that you bring us your gorgeous gowns you may wish to donate to our seasoned citizens to enjoy the upcoming Christmas gala. And I'm sure Ms. Dansby will talk more about that. November 21st, we're planning Thanksgiving in the Grove. We're working with organizations to partner with on this event. More to come in the next couple of months on that. December, the first or second week of December will be the tree lighting / Christmas parade. We will have a parade this year. I'm so super excited. I'd say the first or second week of December. Okay. December 16th is the Senior Christmas Gala. Tickets, 18th, I'm sorry. December 18th is the Senior Christmas Gala. Tickets are available now. Is that correct, Ms. Dansby?
It's free for the seniors.
But if you want to attend? Yes, okay. It's free for the seniors. If you're interested in purchasing a ticket, they are available for purchase now. You can see Ms. Annette Dansby to purchase your tickets or tables. Upcoming City Hall closing dates. September 7th, we will be closed all day for the Labor Day holiday. November 25th, we'll be closing at 11 a.m. through Friday, November 27th for the Thanksgiving holiday. December 23rd, we'll be closing at 11 a.m. through Friday, December 25th for a Christmas holiday. December 31st, we'll be closing at 11 a.m. through January 1st, 2027. And public work request. We're currently receiving information for or requests for specific addresses, areas of cleanup. When providing these, it is helpful if you provide them in advance of a city council meeting. While we welcome you, welcome every citizen, we welcome your feedback, we just ask that you give us an opportunity to address things. So the telephone number is 205-744-1759 or 205-744-1720 or 205-744-1723. And again, while we appreciate you attending the city council meetings, we just ask that you provide us with the information directly, because we do take notes during the city council meeting, but we don't want you to feel that we're just taking notes to appease you or make you feel better as if we're not paying attention to what you're saying. We do see you, we do hear you, we do want to address it. We just want the opportunity to do so before it becomes an issue where you feel that you have to address it at city council meeting. And don't forget the mayor's challenge to all of PG and especially the city council members to have at least 10 people, not including yourself, to sign up for the PGES, Pleasant Grove Elementary School, and the Pleasant Grove High School PTA. It's only $10 per organization. You do not have to have children enrolled in the school. The funds for the PTA enrollment is a fundraiser for the PTA programs, and it allows the PTA to do different things throughout the school, including support for the faculty and staff, as well as little things for the students. So I encourage you to do so. That's all. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so a couple of things we need to do. Budget update for the public. We are waiting the proposed budget to be completed completed by the Finance Committee. Once completed, we will present it to the full council for consideration. I just wanted to give you that update. You were provided a quote for services in your packet that would allow the citizens to submit their issues, concerns, and track progress. And then again, I received the additional quote that will be forthcoming to you, and those amounts of the service, or the cost for the services are included in that. And it's something that we can address in our work sessions if that's something that the council is interested in pursuing. Update on insurance premium for the IB school, because I know that that was the question. We are currently awaiting the quotes from our insurance provider. They have determined the size of the buildings, which is a little over 127,000 square feet. And they've estimated the replacement cost, and so we're just waiting on the particular quotes. But right now, the Jefferson County Board of Education insurance is still covering the building and the utilities. So those are not our responsibilities as of yet. Proposed date for the meeting change. I'm proposing that we change the meeting to September 8th from September 7th, which is Labor Day, due to the holiday. And then September 21st is our second meeting of the month. Now, the question I would like to ask the council, has been a request for a town hall meeting from the city council. So I have confirmed with the school that the school is available September 8th and it is available September 21st. So we need to change the date of the September 7th meeting to September 8th, because the next Monday, September 14th, is the standing Planning and Zoning Board meeting, and they have not notified that they were going to change their meeting, so those would contradict. And then the second thing is make a determination of when we would like to have the town hall, September 8th or September 21st. So first, I want to make a motion that we change the September 7th meeting to September 8th due to the Labor Day holiday.
You making a motion?
I did.
I second.
Okay. It's been motioned and properly second. Any questions, issues, concerns? All those in favor? And that passes unanimously. Now, the next item on the agenda would be the date of a town hall meeting, either the September 8th or the September 21st city council meeting, for the town hall meeting to be held at the Pleasant Grove High School, pre-council beginning at 5:30, council meeting beginning at 6. So it would be a town hall / council meeting.
Okay, 'cause it's the same council meeting, we're gonna present the budget, correct?
Well, I'm not sure if it will be ready or not.
But that's what we're thinking.
I don't know, because if we have to have work sessions, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter to me then.
Okay.
Do we have to have it in conjunction with the council meeting?
Well, we don't. No, we don't.
It would be my suggestion that that we do it on a date separate from council meeting.
Okay, so what proposed dates would the council like for me to check? Because I only checked those 2 dates.
September 15th?
That's normally your risk management meeting? And also your library board meeting?
I think Ms. Hodge was saying,
That's travel.
for the
Oh, yeah.
conference.
Mhm.
For the conference, walk, travel,
I'm not leaving on the 15th, but okay.
yeah, your paperwork up to.
So we just moved the city council meeting from the seventh to the eighth. The 14th is the standing planning and zoning board meeting. The 15th is the library and risk management, although we will be traveling on that date. The 21st is the city council meeting. The 22nd is the standing beautification board meeting. The 28th is the standing park board meeting. The 29th is the next available Tuesday. Does anyone else have a proposed date that they would?
No, I'm okay with the same day, but I'm with, majority, so.
I mean, it seems we have something on the calendar to September 29th. And I would have to check to see if it's available on that date.
May I ask the purpose of the town hall, is it,
Just to hear from the citizens.
because I was thinking it was budget related, the
No.
29th is May, okay.
So I make a motion that, and everybody has their right to do so, but I make a motion that we host the town hall meeting on Monday, September 21st, in conjunction with the city council meeting, due to scheduling at this point. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Oh, I didn't. Do I need to repeat that with the microphone on? Ms. Fan? I said, do I need to repeat it with the microphone on? I apologize. I had it off. I make a motion that we host the town hall meeting on September 21st in conjunction with the city council meeting. And that was seconded by Councilor Van Williams. Any questions?
I'm not sure that if it's hearing from the citizens, it's just a normal, it may just be a longer night, so I don't see a problem having it on the same night, so.
Okay. And, I was just saying, any questions, concerns, or anything else? Okay.
Well, my thought is that could possibly be a longer meeting anyway, but if that's what the council decides, then okay, but, especially if that's the meeting that we end up dealing with the budget on, it could just possibly be a longer meeting, so.
Okay. Well, all those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed, same rights. Councilor Carey opposed. And that passes. Okay. And so the only other matter that we need to address, if we can, council, can we go ahead and address the December meetings? I know it's August, but just to make sure we get everybody's calendar. Traditionally, and this council does not have to go by that, but traditionally, we would move the third Monday in December's meeting to the second Monday because of holiday travel schedules, et cetera. So if we choose to do that, we would move the December 21st meeting from December 21st to December 14th. So I make a motion that we move the December 21st city council meeting to December 14th due to the holiday. That's been motioned and properly second. Any questions, concerns?
So how would that affect the, planning and zoning? That's their standing meeting date?
It is, but at this time, they can either move theirs to another time or they can address it accordingly. Because the city council meeting, I would think, would take priority, but. All those in favor? Did you? vote? Okay, that passes unanimously. Thank you, council. And that's all I have tonight. So next up, we will go to our council members, and we'll start with you, Councilor Van Williams.
Good evening again. Actually, I don't have much at all. Had a busy week, just on the personal side, so I don't. But school has started. We are geared up for our ACT prep. We spoke with the principal, of course, and all of the counselors. We are super excited. I mean, extraordinarily excited. So a lot of planning is going into this. We'll roll it out very soon. So just stay tuned. I just pray for our children that they have a fair shake at this thing, and that we raise our scores, and eventually our school scores will grow as well. Interesting enough, over the weekend we had an alumni get together, and I actually spent some time with that age group, the demographic, we'll say between 30 and maybe right at 40, and we had several families matriculated through the school system, brought their families back here, and they're homeowners. They're not renters, they're actually homeowners. But they had a lot to say. So I invited them to what was going to be an eventual, town hall, so I'll let them know about that. I think their ideas were very good, and that's the funnel we're looking for. We're looking for those individuals to put back into the funnel. So we need those ideas of our young people, especially those who took the time to just consider Pleasant Grove as a forever home. I think that's going to be our future. And that is it for me.
Thank you, Councilor Van Williams. Councilor Gear.
Good evening.
Good evening.
From the Pleasant Grove Library, the library is celebrating back to school with Pete the Cat. Stop by the library to get your Pete the Cat surprise throughout the month of August. Medicare 101 will meet on tomorrow at 10 a.m. The August Book Club is discussing Frozen River. It's happening this Wednesday, the 19th at 10 a.m. The leader for this month is Karen Bishop. Nitwits meets on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. September will be Food for Fines Month. $1 in fines will be waived for each food item donated in September for up to $10 per library card holder. This applies to overdue fines only. Donations accepted at all JCLC libraries. All food donations at the Pleasant Grove Public Library will be given to Hope Community Ministries at First Baptist Church of Pleasant Grove. The public library will be closed Saturday, September 5th through Monday, September the 7th in observance of Labor Day, and will reopen on Tuesday, September the 8th at 8 a.m. I will provide additional information about the Fall in the Grove at our next meeting. Mayor, I would like to ask that we would move forward on approving the My Eat, Buy, Support Local initiative. So unless someone has any questions or concerns, I would like to ask that we can move forward with voting on that this evening.
Well, I had reached out to you a couple of times, Councilor Gary, requesting the electronic copy of it. I did have some questions,
Okay.
and I didn't hear back from you.
You haven't received it?
I haven't
Oh,
received
I
it.
sent it.
And I checked my email, I didn't see it. Before I reached out the second time, I checked it.
Do you know what questions you had in reference to it?
Well, I guess the first question is, what does the full level of support from the city look like?
Financially? Well, initially, it may not require any money from the city for the proposal to go through. A lot of the buy-in comes from the businesses themselves and getting them to participate. So, if anything, the city would do decals for the businesses to put into their windows, but we may have a business that may be willing to donate it. So it just depends. But until I can actually start making contact, or we can start making contact with the businesses as it relates to the proposal, I'm really not sure of that. But the amount that the city would have to contribute financially is very, very minimal. I would not even believe it would be $500, if that. It'd be very minimal.
Okay, so like I said, my only thing is I would like to be able to fully vet all of the questions that I have, and I want to be fair in the consideration of it. But it's not me going against it. I just want to make sure that we're able to properly support it.
So do you believe that are you gonna provide those questions to me prior to the next meeting? I mean, the delay in it is gonna cause the shift in the timing that we were trying to get it set up. So if we don't go ahead and move forward on voting on it, then it's gonna push it. We may not, I'm trying to do it on a quarterly basis, so if we don't, it's probably gonna shift to next year. And that's kind of not what I wanted, but do you think that you may be ready to do that at the next meeting, like you can provide your questions to me prior?
I can.
Does anyone else have any concerns after reviewing? Did anyone else need to have it electronically versus the paper copy that they received? The last thing that I have is that during pre-council, I did bring up about us receiving information related to the bills, and I'm not gonna rehash everything that we talked about in pre-council, but to Attorney Kidd, I did have a question based off of where we stopped in our conversation. You had kind of given your legal opinion on my request, but my question is, do you believe that if we receive information related to the bills, whether we vote on them or not, but if we're receiving that information, you believe that that is overreaching?
No, I don't think it's overreaching. You have a right for visibility. It's just timing. I think that to do that in a council meeting twice a month or whenever it is, I think I heard, as I said, that the mayor had said it would be a quarterly submission that you all get. I think that given that anytime you receive that report, it's a report looking back. So quarterly you'll have more information, and that would be sufficient, at least in my opinion. Again, I need to go through a complete cycle with you guys and understand what it is that you're looking for or what may be of importance. From a budgeting standpoint, I still say that your work starts at the top of the budget, that you should know what is being spent on supplies, travel, gasoline, whatever that makes up that budget. And what I would be looking for at that time would be triggering factors as to whether or not I'm going outside of what we budgeted for. How many times are we coming back to amend this budget? And it's not the mayor, it could be department heads that are not spending sufficiently, which again, you all would get the big picture of that and not the day-to-day picture of that, so that you could say, Goldsmith, you're not spending enough on gas or you're spending too much on gas. That is not the council's role, but the role is that you should get sufficient information to know whether or not you're within the budget. You mentioned something about a vendor. A vendor choice, unless it's coming before the council for a selection on a bid, is not in the council's purview, in my opinion. But if it's a capital project or something, as you all were speaking about earlier, then you are voting on a vendor. But the day-to-day, whether I buy from whatever you get supplies from, Office Depot or Staples, that should not come up under your purview. That is a department head or the mayor or whoever is over that type of thing. But if it's you mentioned a vendor, if it's some vendor or something of that nature, I think specificity should follow the question so that you could vet your concern.
So, Mayor, when do you anticipate that we will get this quarterly report?
You'll have it before the next council meeting. Oh, sorry. You'll have it before the next council meeting.
That's all.
Counselor Brown?
Mayor, I did have some things that I was gonna offer up from the park board, but we had a death in our family, and I wasn't able to complete that, but I'll have that ready for us next time. Some things from the park board, a couple of questions I have for Attorney Kidd and Mr. Goldsmith, so.
Okay.
But I don't have anything else at this time.
Sorry for your loss, Counselor Brown. Thank you. Counselor Lassiter?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I just got three things, man. I want to just say that thank you again, you and D'Amica and Charles Goldsmith. I seen y'all up there with the kids. Welcome them back into school. What you thought I finna say? But it was real nice to see the kids coming in. Like you said, man, earlier there was some with the tears in their eyes and parents taking pictures. It was just a church and thing to see them coming back. But I enjoyed being up there. I seen y'all up the road up there, but thank y'all again for doing that. Also, we want to just ask each and every one of you guys. I know everybody got a neighbor somewhere and got a senior in the neighborhood somewhere. Check on your neighbors. It's real hot out there, and just go by and knock on the door and see how they doing, cause the heat is real hot out there. And the last thing I have, John Mean at the nursing home, Legacy Nursing Home on the 30th at 11 o'clock. If anybody know everybody got a church home, I do too. So if you can take a minute out and come and John Mean, I normally be up there once a month to speak to the singers up there that they don't have anyone that come see them and nobody to bring them out. So, join me if you can at the Legacy Nursing Home on August the 30th at 11 o'clock. All right, man, that's all I have. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Lassiter. Now we'll hear from the citizens. If you have comments, we ask that you come to the microphone. Please give your name, address. We'll start with Ms. Dansby, our freelance, seasoned citizen representative.
You always save me for last so I could be the first citizen. You slick, Mayor. I got to watch you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I want to speak from the Pleasant Grove Senior Program. This past Thursday, and I want to thank Councilor Lassiter. He set it up for us. This past Thursday, we went to Faith Chapel, and we bowled. We bowled, and we bowled. We ate pizza, some drank soda. But we had a great time. We had a great time. So if you know of any seniors that are sitting at home, just have them come out second and fourth Thursdays of every month from 9 to 12. We have a ball. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Okay? So just invite them out, come out and have some fun, because we really, really enjoyed it. And so thank you for all the ones that came out in bowl. Miss Lavinia, she's an expert. In August, the 27th of August, we'll just meet at the community center. It's really, really hot. And so we don't want to be outside. I want to make sure that everybody stays cool. And so we'll do activities in the community center. Now next month, in September, we will be having a picnic in the park. Now, everybody don't show up at once. We will have a picnic in the park. I will be bringing my grill. We'll do burgers, chicken, hot dogs. Don't worry about it. But it's free to the public, especially the seniors, okay? So just come out and enjoy. We'll listen to some music and just have a good old-fashioned picnic, okay? And then we'll also have a 50-60s contest in September, a 50-60s contest. That's where we would dress up in 50s, 60s, 70s attire, and I'll get a neutral party to be the judge, and we will have gift certificates. for the best dressed male and female. Okay? A neutral party. All right? It'll be neutral. But anyway, okay, so that's from the Pleasant Grove Senior Program. Now I'm coming to you as a citizen, Annette Dansby. Also on the beautification board. And so what I'm getting ready to say right now is just strictly for the council. I don't know how any other citizen feel about what I'm getting ready to say. You know, every month we ride around Pleasant Grove looking for beautiful yards. And then we go back, we make our selections, and then we go back and try to catch them at home to present them with their beautification award. But as you drive in Pleasant Grove, we look for that nice, beautiful yard, but yet the city itself looks terrible. From one entry sign to the next one, it looks terrible. And I don't say that to bash Public Works. I think Mr. Goldsmith is doing an excellent job with what he has. This is a lot of area for 6 people to maintain. It's a lot of area. I wouldn't want to do it, especially in July and August. But in order for us to have a beautiful city, we have to sacrifice. We have to truly budget. Either we budget to where we hire more permanent employees and equipment, or we don't want it at all. Mr. Goldsmith cannot work with one hand tied behind his back. It's up to you, council, and the mayor to get a budget in place in order for him to effectively do his job. These guys work on Saturdays. I don't know if anybody else saw them, but I saw them on Saturday. I saw them on a Sunday. Like, it should be in church. But anyway, these guys are working. It is 100+ degree heat index. That's not easy. That's not easy. But it's up to you all to put some in the budget to help Mr. Goldsmith take care of this city. And I want to ask each one of you, when was the last time since you got elected, to include Mayor Lawson and Councilman Lassiter, because you were here before, when was the last time that you drove the entire city of Pleasant Grove besides campaigning, since you've been elected? Think about that question. I don't even want the answer. Think about that question. Besides your neighborhood, when have you driven it? Has anybody else driven it and saw the branches, the trash, the weeds overgrown on the city streets now? Not your yard, the city streets. Well, that's Mr. Goldsmith. But he can't do it without equipment and people. It's impossible to do it. I'm not going to take much longer, Mayor. But my question is, what are we going to do about it? There is no need for a beautification board if the city is not beautiful already. What we're doing is encouraging the citizens to upkeep their property. That's all we're doing. But the city itself is not beautiful. What's the point of the beautification board? Period. He cannot get it done. You can't expect him to get it done. You can take all the calls and complaints you want, but they will not get fixed until Mr. Goldsmith has the resources to fix it. Now, I want you all to go home tonight and think about that. The only reprieve Mr. Goldsmith gets is, guess what? It's getting ready to be winter, fall, and winter, and the grass dies back. But guess what?
Spring.
It's coming. I want you all to think about that. What do you want Pleasant Grove to look like? And as far as I'm concerned, as a citizen, public works should be your priority number one on your budget. I don't care. Look, I love to play basketball. I'm 63 and will still go over there and play basketball. But guess what? I would rather drive into Pleasant Grove and see the grass cut, the kudzu gone, and the trash up. With you all, that's what we want from you all. We don't need a whole lot. We want our town to be what? Safe and beautiful. We want our schools to be excellent. And we want our young people to be respectful and responsible. But we don't want much from you all other than keeping the city safe, beautiful, and our education top notch. He can't do it. I don't know what world you all are living in, but he cannot do it. You do it for a living and you couldn't do it with 5 people, could you? No, you couldn't. I couldn't. We need to make public works priority number one for the city and let everything else fall into place. Because when the city looks beautiful, the homes look beautiful, the yards look beautiful, the businesses look beautiful. Guess what? Everything else falls into place. Everything. Festivals, whatever, meetings in the park, reunions, all of that falls into place. Council, let's do it, because y'all are working on the budget now. And we as the citizens don't mind public works having priority number one. We don't mind. I don't mind, even if I got to give some of my money. I need them to be priority number one for the city of Pleasant Grove, for you, Mayor, for you, Council, in order to make this place look better than what it's looking right now. Because it's looking terrible. It's looking terrible. And I tell you another thing. I already talked to the mayor about this. I got a copy of this waste management contract. I'm going to read it until my eyeballs pop out. Because guess what? I'm going to find some type of loophole in order to hold them responsible for this bulk pickup. These elderly people cannot navigate that internet in order to schedule that pickup. So something has to be done. Either this contract needs to be ratified or something needs to be done. I don't know who I need to talk to at Pleasant, at Waste Management, but I'm not speaking on behalf of the city. I'm speaking on behalf on the net. Because these older people cannot navigate that internet, and that bulk just sits in front of their yard. We got limbs turning into compost. Let's do it now. Let's do it. All I need is some people behind me to call Waste Management, see? Don't let it sit out in front of your yard. Or, I'm sorry, but I've had my fill, I've had my say. I expect the mayor and the council to relook, pray on your priority for the city. And if it's not public works, I don't know where y'all at. I don't know where y'all at. It's hard to support it when public works is not number one. We love the kids, but they need help in public work. The kids can't get out here and mow grass. And they can't do it with their hand. They need equipment. Let's get it done. Any questions of me?
No questions of you, but I will say this. Thank you for expressing that, Ms. Dansby. But I will say this. You can always call Waste Management as you're the customer. But I want to make sure that the public is aware that as contract, because we're in a contract, first of all, our contract goes through next year with goes through next year with Waste Management. The reason I say through next year is because if we determine that we want to negotiate a new contract, and Mr. Lassiter lived through this with me as well. If we want to negotiate a new contract, the only way we can negotiate a new contract is we have to notify Waste Management that we are not renewing our contract, whether we are or not.
Right.
But as soon as we do that, then we're no longer under contract with them. And then if we determine that we want to go back with Waste Management, then we have to renegotiate a contract. So I want to make the public well aware of that fact. You can't say, I don't want Waste Management, and then come back and say, oh, we messed up. We want to keep the same contract we have, because as the gentleman told us, the rates are now different. And so they would probably love for us to cancel our contract right now
So
because
that
they're
they
more.
can give us the higher rate.
So, I just want you to be aware of that. I
I
just
will.
wanted to make sure the public was educated on the process of how this works.
It-
You can't just go out and shop for new garbage service.
I'm not, Mayor, I'm not going shopping.
I,
And
well,
I
I just, I
understand,
know, I just
yeah,
want the
we
public
talked
to
about
be
it.
aware.
I'm not
of,
going shopping.
You know,
But now, I know we're under this contract until 2028, and then, of course, you gotta know the year before if you wanna do it or not. But I'm telling you right now, and I might be standing there on the island by myself. I'm not gonna discuss contract with them because that's not my place. But I promise you this, depending on what Waste Management tell me, will have every news station in Pleasant Grove. That's not a threat to you all. That may be a threat to Waste Management. I will have every news station in Pleasant Grove based on the services that we're getting here, based on our contract. See? You know. You can't manipulate the computer and still say it's a contract. So I have every news station out here in Pleasant Grove. Just give me a little time.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Dan.
Thank y'all.
Mayor, before we get to the next, you can stay right there. I just got one thing. I'm actually glad that Ms. Dansby brought that up, because I meant to give this information earlier. Because I actually do ride through the city periodically just to kind of see what's going on. I was at the corner of 13th Avenue and 12th Lane, and I guess I have to get an actual address for you. But the trees and the kudzu that is there is hanging out so far that the cars coming, we almost collided when I was coming out, just because you just cannot see. Even if you're inching up, you almost cannot see when you're getting ready to come there. So I'll get a house address right there on that street, but it's at the corner of 13th Avenue and 12th Lane.
Okay, thank you for that information, but again, for public consumption,
I understand, to send it to call the number. I get
if
it.
y'all would, I mean, if the citizens would please report it to the city of Pleasant Grove and to Public Works, while we can take notes here, it begins to look like we're just taking notes. But if you will go through the proper channels and report that, and especially our city council, if you will go through the process of, just properly reporting that, or encourage the citizens that approach you about it to contact our offices, our team would definitely appreciate that, because we want to correct what we can, and especially something like this, with it being a potential hazard. But thank you, if you would get that to us, we would definitely add that.
And
Yes.
May I add one more thing? Ms. Dansby, I love you. To answer your question, because I do want to answer your question, I'm in the city every day. I ride around all these streets all the time. And I want to say that, do they need more help? Probably. They probably do. And if it's in the budget, absolutely, we want to look at that. But I do want to say that this is Mr. Goldsmith's first year to tackle the kudzu, the limbs, and we've gotten new equipment. I don't know if they've all been properly trained and ready to use those yet, or if they've been able to do that. But I'm just saying, give them a little time. They are doing a good job. The 5 of them that they do have, they're working their tails off, and it's all in what you look at. And I just want to tell you that City Hall, the community center here, the way they've been picking up and keeping it clean, to hear the mayor say that we showed up for a Valley Creek cleanup, and I was on my not honeymoon, but my anniversary weekend, my 10-year anniversary weekend. That's the reason I didn't make it. But to hear that there wasn't a whole lot of trash, that's a win right there, because I've sat in many of these council meetings where I've heard citizens say there's too much trash on the roads, and hear the mayor say somebody expressed to her there wasn't a whole lot of trash. That's a win. That's a win. So I appreciate your comments, and yes, ma'am, this one right here is hearing you, as I'm sure all of us are.
Right. The only thing I'm asking is that they be priority number one in the budget. Even if we
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
move some things around, delay some things, you all are on a more than a year tenure, so you can maneuver some, priorities around. Just let them be priority number one. Cause right now, nothing else matters except for public works right now. I mean, you just mentioned a half,
Mm-hmm.
that's the city property. So just make them priority number one for me. I don't know about the rest of
Thank
the
you, Mayor. That's
citizens.
all I have. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Maria McKinney, 4155 Woodridge Lane. Just a concern that I hadn't ridden by this week to notice, but in the park, the pavilion that was destroyed, where are we on that? That was my question.
So, we have received estimates for the repair of the pavilions, the repair of the pavilion. And there are other things that we need to address. And then in pre-council, we discussed it just today. And our attorney has advised us that we need to discuss those estimates and comparatives with the insurance, not, what am I, not, what, the insurance payment in comparison to the quotes that we received. So we need to discuss those in executive session before we take any further actions on it.
Are we looking to rebuild it?
Yes, ma'am, we are. Yes.
Greetings, Honorable Mayor and elected officials. A. Calhoun, 417 13th Street. The concern is very similar to Mrs. Dansby, but I come more from a perspective of the Beautification Committee. I'm grateful to serve, but I hope that at some point, if you have not already, you will meet with Councilor Wilkerson and perhaps suggest if there are neighbors that don't want to be considered or don't want your yard considered for a beautification award, if they will let you know, because we incurred an incident and my husband has all but said in no uncertain terms, will I be going back out if it's just women? It was not the Pleasant Grove that we're accustomed to, and perhaps he'll go into detail if he hasn't already. Mrs. Dansby was there. In fact, most of us were, and it shocked me more than anything, but, you know, kind of like Earth, Wind, and Fire, isn't it funny how we feel shows on our face? So we moved on and went back again, and still it was kind of along those lines, but I just want us to always be aware it's great, great, great that all of us are not the same and all of us don't think alike. And I guess my question becomes to all of us, what happens when enough is not enough? And I leave us with that. When we're doing our best and obviously others are not, we just kind of need to, I hate to say stay alert, stay on heightened awareness, but if you haven't been made aware of it, then I'm sure he will. If not, then there are others of us. We don't want to start taking differing positions. And if there are neighbors who don't want to be considered, then just let us know up front and it won't stick out behind. Be well.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I have not been made aware as of this moment, but I will definitely inquire. So I don't know how to respond, but I'm thankful that y'all continue to do what you do. So thank you.
I got a second.
You can come on.
I just thought about it, and I think I seen the beautification people on my Ring doorbell, and I wasn't at home, I was at work. So if you're not at home, how does that work?
We put in may I answer that? Or
Yes, ma'am.
We
Or Mr.
On a suggestion, with the mayor's approval. If we come by and you're not there, we will attach, we're going forward, sorry we missed you. If you're interested, then please call this number and Councilor Wilkerson's number will be listed. We will come back no more than 2 times. We're not doing the baseball innings, we're not coming back 3.
Good evening.
My name is Charlize Bishop, 501 Ridgeway. Please forgive me, this is my first time coming to a
That's
council meeting,
okay.
so I'm not supposed to ask this question here. I am the owner of CR Counseling Consulting Services, a mental health practice, and God put it on my heart to do community service. And so for this year, our community service initiative is that we want to do a gas giveaway. And so I said, why not take it back home? Right? So I need to know, like, what are the proper channels to go to get permission. It will be solely funded by my team and I, so we don't need any funds. We just need permission and possibly some traffic help from the police team.
Well, that was gonna be my suggestion. If you can work with Chief Reed, because I would imagine that that would create, that's gonna create a huge traffic incident. So if you will work with him to schedule a day so he can make sure that he's properly staffed.
We just need to know exactly what you're
What we're
wanting
trying
to
to
do.
do and all
And
that,
let's,
okay.
we'll talk, so we can have a discussion to figure
And-
out best to do it.
And we can, the 3 of us can meet if you would like to see how best we can assist from the city standpoint in that perspective, not financially, but I'm
Right.
saying the physical presence.
And this is for holiday, so we want to be able to take a little stress off the citizens.
Yes,
Some
ma'am.
gas.
Yes, ma'am. And we absolutely appreciate you, Ms. Bishop, and this was absolutely.
Okay, so I get it, we'll figure it out.
Yes, ma'am. We will provide you with the contact information and make sure that we connect with you.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing or seeing none?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm good, and you?
Welfare check.